Hello, and thank you for dropping in. Well, I now have this Amiga 2000 connected in black and white menu to the main monitor here, so you should be able to see what's going on. I also have a keyboard. I've not been able to find a mouse yet, but we'll see about that. I'm going to turn it on. And you should be able to see that as it comes to life fairly quickly with the hard drive in it, that up will come Workbench and all the things leading into Workbench. It's funny, there's a thing on the Amiga, like I guess more and more of the computers of the day, and even now called the startup sequence. And you can make changes in the startup sequence. Oh, what happened there? I don't know what happened there. Anyway, one time, there was this fellow, he used to show things at a club meeting in Sarasota, Florida. The club's name was Smog, Sarasota Manatee Amiga User Group. And he used to crash the machine repeatedly. So what we did was we made some sound effects. And part of what the startup sequence would do on this one time that we did this is the startup sequence would rename itself to something else and rename, in this case, the second startup sequence, the startup sequence. So if the next time the machine fired up, it would use the... And anyway, we had, I think, about 10 different startup sequences that would all, each time the machine crashed, it would run the next one, because as it was starting up, it would be renaming and such. And I remember the first one said in rather large booming voice, it said, "Attention, Smog members, this is Wayne Tempro's crash number 1. And then, of course, it would just carry on. But meanwhile, in the background, it was once again renaming the startup sequence and then renaming the third startup sequence as the startup sequence. So anyway, it went through a number of things, and it was funny. Anyway, now a while ago, I got some discs. And the best way I know to just see if they're going to read is to put them in. One thing, of course, with an Amiga, when this light is on the drive, do not take the disc out. Do not. So I don't know what's up with these. That one seems to work. That was an extra disc. This doesn't sound good. Bad. That's too bad. That was supposed to be a demo of sorts. This is Amiga Workbench. DF copy. In other words, somehow bad. These, I don't know. Bad. Oh dear. Well, discs don't last forever. I seem to remember there is a way to kind of bring them back to life somewhat, but I don't remember what that is. So these seem to be deficient, and this one is called, of all things, the 500. Now, I have no doubt that if I press, that's another thing, if you want the machine to start up, not necessarily off the hard drive, put a disk in there that boots, press Control Amiga, that's Control, and there's an Amiga full, where the A is like full, as in bold, and then there's one where it's just the outline, and that forces the machine to reset. And if you have a disk in that will boot, it will boot off the disk. Now, I have no doubt that assuming this runs through its thing, that it looks much better in color. Also, it looks like there's a spot for you to put in the name of your authorized dealer. I have, so maybe this has not been done. Anyway, this would have been sent out to dealers, and it would sit, and I'm sure it's in color, and I would bet there's sound. Now, earlier on, I went looking for a cable to just be able to hook up to a monitor, which I should have had no trouble because I have bunches. It's just an RCA to RCA cable, and I had to hunt all over the place. I'm sure I have a box of them with bunches and bunches of cables. But where are they? Oh, this is interesting. You must replace the 500. Okay, now I don't have a mouse hooked up. Oh, and I don't even see a mouse thing here. I haven't taken it out. Okay, well, I'll put it back in. Alright, I did put it back in. It didn't seem to acknowledge that I did that. Maybe there are things showing up. I will reset, and I will see what happens. It could also be... Alright, things are happening. I mean, who knows what microscopic mold and dirt is on the discs. Who knows? But that did seem weird. Okay, so this is the demo. Anyway, I would think this has sound, and I would like to be able to hear the sound, but I will have to find another couple of RCA to RCA cables, which should not be difficult. But it was very frustrating having to go and look around for others and really only finding one, which then was wrapped around a whole bunch of other stuff that I had to sort of dissect it from. So I'm sure there are more somewhere. Anyway, so this will run through, and this would be the demo that was left running in stores. And the other thing I know I have downstairs somewhere is the, I think it's called the Amiga 520. And that is a thing I could put into the video port that would make this color. I need to find that. And I need to find the sound cables. Anyway, so this would be something that was left running in the store for people, maybe in the window at night when they walked by and said, ooh, look at that. Now, I really thought amongst all this I had the bouncing ball demo, but it seems that I don't. I never had a copy of the bouncing ball demo. Oh well. Now, in the midst of all the things that I was doing before, I ended up with a bunch of screws. This, by the way, this foam is pretty screwed. I think I'll get rid of that. There was foam across the top of the Amiga 2000 just to sit gently on the cards, I guess keep them from doing bad things. Anyway, here I have a bunch of pliers, and most of them are not helpful, but I'll put the little ones in there, and I'll put the screwdrivers back in there, and I really should have a better place for the glasses that I use from time to time. But for the moment, I'm keeping tidy. This, of course, is a somewhat broken, but not bad. It's a little tripod that I can put a phone in, which helps tremendously. Tripod's a good thing. So, and there's the battery. Yes. The dirty little battery. And the tape. And that really doesn't fit in there very well. No, it does not. Well, I suppose I could put that here. Oh, look. There's another pair of glasses. They might fit in there. Anyway, these, I think I'll take them to the kitchen. And these other things I'll put back in the toolbox. These are seriously big side cutter plier things. Anyway, so, still, this Amiga 2000 appears to be operating. It does. Oh, and just as I say that, the 500 has a read-write error. Oh dear. Let's see if that does anything different. Well, I guess it's not perfect. And without a mouse, I can't even tell to retry. Although, see, the keyboard commands did let me do. See, it lights that up. Retry, cancel. No, I gotta find a mouse. Oh, that's annoying. But, you know, we're dealing with old disks in a machine that has not been used for quite some time. Aha, it has a read-write error, so it seems. Now this could be that the disk has some micro corrosion and that the head is now a little bit dirty. Or heads. Yeah, that didn't sound right. Okay, let's try something else. Let's turn this right off. Let's look in here. Of course, it always looks fine. They all look fine. It could also mean that there's something else inside the machine that, after getting heated up, is failing. It could be. So let's just try. We'll reset everything. Put the disk back in. See what happens. I really would, well, I'd hopefully think that I could have this up and working and running, and I can leave this to sort of just burn the machine in. Also, I would like to find a couple of cables that I can hook up the sound. With much less fanfare and trouble. Uh-oh. Funny, it always seems to do that. I don't know why it does it. Maybe it doesn't think there's a signal where the monitor does that thing right at the beginning of this thing. But then it's, oh no. Well, that is strange. You know what? I just want to see if I put another disk in, is it even thinking that something is happening? It's not, and it should. It should be saying, hey, look, there's a disk in there. So this could mean that we are looking at some sort of other failure, which would not be surprising, but is not necessarily welcome. Is not. And I don't know what I can do. I can do that, it makes that light up. But it doesn't do anything else. Does this do anything? No. It does not. Well, I can reset. But it may be that the heads are now in need of cleaning because maybe a little microscopic sponge has got on them, or there could be something else that is going on. And what is the answer? I don't know. Or the disk could have a read-write error. Or a read error. No, it's funny now. The monitor's going to do a funny thing, like it doesn't have a signal. I know it. Right about there. Yeah, and it has a signal. Maybe it was all black. Maybe it thinks there's nothing happening. That doesn't sound good. Here it comes. Dear, 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 dear. So we're not there yet. But we're getting there. Anyway, it's not a bad thing to find out there are things wrong, as long as they can be corrected. So we'll let this go up on the hard drive. And see what's what. And then we'll put this disk in, see if it comes up and says bad. It did work. The 500. And the little door seems okay. I suppose I could which will make no difference, and if anything, probably just make it worse. There it is, the 500. We'll try one more time, and then we'll say, well, that was fun. But what I will do, regardless, is I'll look for other things that I can do other things with to test things. And there was some command in Amiga DOS to help with disks. And I say, when this light is on, don't take the disk out. Bad things happen. There is something you can type in that helps. And I don't remember what it is now. I should know. But I don't. Okay, well, it's running along a little better for the moment. That's bad. That's bad. Here it comes. Yeah. Oh dear. Well, I'll have to look up the commands for Amiga DOS to see about what I do for this. I will. Of course, for the moment, I can reset back to the hard drive. And using the difficult things without the mouse. See, I can, if I press down the Amiga key, the mouse will move. And then if I go down, the mouse will move. But it's hard to stop where you want to stop. It is. But I'm sure with a little practice, nope. Okay, I'll just tap. We can open what they called the shell. And it might take me a little while to remember all of this. It's been a long time. But if I say DFO, all right, let's see, dir. Okay, that. Oh. Oh. I'm sure that if I put in, you mean it's not of required type. Object not of required type. DF0 quote. Alright, maybe it is getting worse. Let's try this extras disk. Oh. Now that's weird. Okay, I think what's happening now is that the head, in fact, is getting dirty. And as we know, oh, I don't like doing this. But I can't do anything else. Oh, maybe I can do something now. Hang on. See, and with, okay, so it says it's there. Yeah, remember hard drives. Is this DF1? No. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Need to find a mouse. This thing just takes off like a bat out of hell. And otherwise, it's very beastly slow doing it this way. But I suppose it's faster than running all over the screen. Oh, one of these things. Durr. Yeah, well, that is the hard drive. This sounds familiar. Maybe you can't see this. CDDFO. Oh, look at that. And it's reading. Alright. It's coming back to me now. Now here we have the demo disc. The 500 CD DF0 colon dir. Okay, so it's basically a slideshow. Alright. So what happens if I say copy DFO colon, oh, wait a second. CD DH0 colon. Oh, look at that. All right. CD DF0 colon. So copy DF0 colon to DH0. This would be I'll put an empty. This would be just too cute if it works. Oh my. It does seem to be working. And now I'm opening up the empty thing, and I don't see anything. Maybe it's because it's working on it. And there's a bunch of stuff to copy. It has been some time since I have dabbled on the Amiga. So it is copying the various screens. Alright. CD DH0. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, hang on. Alright, I am not in that window. And nothing is showing up in that window. Okay, I will move down. Alright, CD DH0 colon empty. There. Now I don't know what will make this run. Nope. Script. Nope. Disk info. Nope. Screen 8. Nope. Interesting. Blah. Anyway, it did seem to copy everything off there. It did. Anyway, I'm thinking it might be time to take off and see about cleaning the heads in this drive. They've been sitting around for a while. I would think that probably this will crap out again. I think. But we'll see. I was hoping to just leave it to torment the computer and have it do its thing rather than torment me. Although it does seem to be having a little better time with it this time. but we'll see. I don't hear that. I was just going to say I don't hear that awful grinding, but maybe I do. No, I guess not. Anyway, I suppose what I should do in the continued search for things is look for some cables to hook up the sound and see what else I can find, including a mouse. That would be good. And do my best to remember all the... Oh, it's working. The Amiga DOS commands. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Funny how you just... Oh, no, it's alright. You just get to know sometimes. That grinding sound that may or may not be good. But it does still seem to be working. I'm sure it's better in color with sound. So, we're continuing to tinker on this Amiga 2000 HD. And remember, of course, there were people who had Amiga 2000s and then they upgraded them with a hard drive. And they really, really, really wanted to get the badge that said HD. And of course, if they had an accelerator, they really, really, really wanted to be able to put the 2500 badge onto their machine. It was a status thing when the people came over. Didn't matter what was inside. It mattered that it said the right thing on the outside. Anyway, this does seem now to be working. Who knows? Maybe blowing in the disk. Maybe there's a little dust. Alright, well, I'm going to take these things away. I'm going to get up. And shuffle on down to my toolbox. I am and I will carefully put these in the toolbox. And then I will come on back here, have a look and see that this seems to be working okay, and say, stay tuned. Thanks for being here. Until we meet again, bye for now.